Alrighty. So I think today so this class, I am calling it gentle and friendly. And I want to say that the friendliness and the gentleness might not be that the movement is so easy and gentle and friendly, but your attitude towards yourself is gentle and friendly. So that as you take it in whatever way you need to take it in today, which might be much softer and easier. Generally, most people past a certain age don't need to get harder. They need to get softer and more fluid. So we're into gentle friendliness to just increase the capacity for our bodies to have flow, right? So we're not tensing up and grasping and blocking things. We're just allowing and being in relationship with co-parenting our own lovely bodies with ourselves, right? So let's start standing and inhale, open it up. Reach up to the gods and the goddesses, and then exhale, just soften, let the arms release, bend your knees, inhale, opening up. Inspiration is up there, transcendence. And then we're coming back down to earth, bending our knees, coming in for a landing. Inhale, open, reach, heart, chest, and lungs. This time, bend your knees, drop your head down to the floor and relax down. Soften your spine all the way and then roll back up. And take a big inhale, fill up and expand. Exhale, just slowing it down, letting yourself stay present with your movement. Present with sensation, feeling what you feel, present with your perception, and release, let it go, soften and melt. Two more like that, inhale. If it's too much to go down to the floor, don't go down to the floor. You can always stay standing. Inhale, open, and exhale, bending your knees, taking it down. So if you're standing on this, you can always take your hands on your knees and just shift from side to side. If you're low, open your feet wide, shifting from one side to the other. Letting that movement ripple through your body from side to side. So I'm kind of pushing from one leg over to the other leg. That ripples up my leg, through my hips, through my back to my head. Shifting side to side, letting everything drop and hang, melting and softening. And then coming into center, feet parallel, hands inside of your feet, just bending your knees over your toes. Go as deep as you want to go. And we don't have to go to our biggest stretch. We're just bending and lengthening, not necessarily straightening all the way. Knees over your toes, and then tail up. And one more. And then roll all the way up, coming all the way up to the top. And let's bring our feet just a little closer together. Circles with your hips, mobilizing your pubic bone and your tailbone. So before this class, before I went online, the people in my Zoom room, we were talking about the last class and how sometimes you have an expectation of how something's going to be, and then it turns out to be different, right? Like sometimes we think a chair class, oh, that's going to be an easier class. And then in fact, it's actually a harder class. Change direction. So really always give yourself permission to do it in whatever way feels good to you, and also to hold back or to go further, right? You can always make things harder or always make things easier. Open it up into a big X. We're going to cross. You could go elbow to knee. So it's a mid-limb initiation, elbow and knee reaching towards each other. Or if you've done a few of those, go hand to foot. So my leg is bent and I'm just crossing in this bent knee position. So I'm kind of bringing my ankle to my hand. Longer limb for both my elbow and my knee. Switch it back to elbow and knee again. Feel that bend right in the middle of your leg and arm. And then go for the long arm and longer leg. You could do this with straight legs, but probably a bent knee is more gentle and friendly. And then relax, shake it out, let it go. Shake out your legs, shake out your butt, relax your face. So yesterday I was informed by my mother that I'm starting to sound like a duck. So if you notice that I start to grow feathers or anything like that, please feel free to let me know. spiraling, twist, look around behind you. But it could also be the fact that I'm still recovering from this cold that I had. So I don't know. If my beak starts to sprout, then we'll really worry about it. But for now, I'm just gonna have to laugh it off. Yeah, so if you had a duck ass, you know how they have those cool little tails at the back? Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Shake your duck's ass. And then we're just gonna try to shake it forward and backward. It's gonna be a little different. That's just an initiation for this ripple up through the body. So from the feet up to the head, rippling all the way up, sending movement like a kinetic chain through your body. And then you're gonna start from your head down to your feet. So head reaches forward, tail reaches back. You're moving through your body. Feel what your feet are doing on the floor. Are you squishing up your toes? Some of that time I squish, like when I'm reaching into that forward space, I start to use my toes for balance. Just feeling how your body copes with the movement, how your body decides it's a good idea to do this. And then come in and we'll do side side. So head is initiating the movement. Make this really light and free. So light, free, and easy. You're not putting a lot of tension into it if possible. Generally, most people have so much tension in their necks, shoulders, and jaws that there may be some sensation with this. Slow it down if it feels uncomfortable. Give your body a chance to take the time to hydrate the tissue, stretch and lengthen in whatever way feels good. So we're doing this like sort of side rippling. Good. And then let's just come back into center and very easy looking from side to side. Seeing your environment, seeing the space around you. If you have windows that you can look out of as you're making this pan across the horizon line, look out the windows and see as far in the distance as you can see. And then also find something very close to you in the room and look at that. And then start to make it a little bit smaller. So anytime, if we're feeling anxious and unsafe, looking around the environment, taking it in, quacking like a duck also while you're doing that is very helpful. Just kidding. If I quack like a duck, my movement changes very much. So just thinking about that, we have all of these tools to to play with movement, to make it interesting, right? If I look a little faster, I can get a wave going in my hips, just taking it in. But what we're doing when we're taking in the environment like that is we're telling our brain stem, our primitive brain, that we're safe and that it's okay. Nothing is going to attack us. There is no mastodon or saber-toothed tiger or truck, hopefully, about to hit us. Okay, taking it down to the floor. And we're going to take the back of the hands towards each other, rounding the spine, internal rotation, external rotation. Imagine you have lights radiating out from each fingertip and you're just opening up the light into your surroundings. And you're going to go through it and we're going to win the race, right? Chest forward. Normally I used to make a stop here, but I feel like people are getting so closed up here. We want to open that up. Exhale, back of the hands towards each other. Inhale, radiate those 5 lights on either side of your body outward into the space. Exhale, back of the hands towards each other. Inhale, open it up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Use your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. We could also say, as we're doing this, just to take this into another level, we're retreating, we're taking it back, and then we're advancing, opening up, retreating into the back space, advancing, moving forward into the world, opening, exhale, retreating, inhale, advancing, exhale, retreating, inhale, opening up. Exhale, back of the hands towards each other. We're going to change it, spiral, look towards your back hand, and then come back. I'm still spiraling the arms and opening it up. Exhale, retreat, inhale, take in the horizon and share the sandwich platter with everyone in the room. Here, have some of my sandwiches. I got plenty. Exhale, back, inhale, open. Exhale, inhale. What if we all learned how to graciously serve the sandwiches to everyone? What if that was like just part of being a human, like in school? How are you going to serve the sandwiches today? Are you going to be generous with your sandwiches or stingy with your plate of sandwiches? You're going to be sitting there alone at your table with a big plate of sandwiches, or you're going to have a lot of friends there to serve the sandwiches too. And then let's take our hands behind us, and you're going to inhale, press up, and exhale down. So going easy for these first ones. Inhale, push the floor away. If you have any wrist issues or even shoulder issues, you can do this with your shoulders on the floor, laying down. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale, I'm going to swing it back a little further. If you have long enough arms and can swing, go for it. Otherwise, just coming down to here is fine. Inhale, exhale, pushing the floor away. And then you're going to take it up, pulsing up with your hips, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Take it back, take it down. Let's bend your knees, grab your toes, just round your spine, let your head drop down. Breathe into your back. Surrender and melt. Let your body fall onto your legs, and then slowly, slowly, slowly start to straighten out your legs, taking it into a bigger hamstring stretch. Once you get down there, kind of walk from side to side. And then roll it up, and we're going to take it all the way down to the floor, onto your back, feet on the floor. Give yourself a second just to settle into the floor. Let go, feeling the weight of your body dropping down and the gravitational pull of the earth holding you. So you're being supported just by being here on the planet. The planet is supporting your bone density, your blood density, your tissues. The gravitational pull of the earth is supporting you to be exactly right here, right now. And then you're going to let your knees drop from side to side, opening through the center and dropping. This is really to massage out your glutes, start that spiral in your lower body and allowing it to move up through your body. You can also put your hands on your ribs and just feel, let them move underneath your hands, but feel how much that spiral is going up your torso, up your spine, freeing up the river of your spine. Twisting is so good for us for so many reasons, but part of it is that our lymphatic system is also, it requires this kind of movement to really be three-dimensionally squished around. That's the technological term for it. Okay, bringing your knees up off in front of your chest, feet up off the floor, spiraling one side to the other, turning your head away from your knees, breathing. And if you want to straighten out your legs, go for it. That's going to be more intense with the legs straight. So listen in, make it as easy or as challenging as you need to. Head can go away from your feet. this is actually one of my favorite exercises for my back. Like it does a lot of things, squishing my organs around in that spiral, and also really massaging through the tissue, but demanding enough of it that something happens. Okay, release that. And now we're going to actually do something kind of weird. And I just did it. What you're going to do is you're going to inch yourself along the floor to the bottom of your mat. And then you're going to inch yourself along the floor to the top of your mat. So you're crawling on your back. This is like our, you know how in the military they do those type of exercises where you have to go under a wire? Well, you get to bend your knees here, or you could try it without bending your knees very much, with your just feeling if you can locomote across the floor on your back. You can let your arms do whatever they want to do. As you're doing this, if it becomes painful or if you're on a really hard surface, then stop. But what you're doing is you're massaging out your tissues inside your body and giving them this chance to squish around, become more hydrated, and get this little internal massage. And there's multiple ways. Like I can inch up and down in that sort of head tail pattern, or I can do a more side lizardy pattern, right? So feel into what strategies. It's so ridiculous. This is like, how are you strategically going to move your body down or up? Try a few different versions. And so anytime that we're like, I'm kind of hitting myself on the floor, right? I'm not suggesting you do that, but doing that is going to improve the density of my bones, right? Because it's demanding something of them that they don't normally do, which is like that. When we have more weighted activity in our tissues, we just increase the density of the fibers. So, or it could also be the elasticity, right? We're giving the tensegrity pattern of our tissues, of our body, the way it holds itself together, some different ways of moving. All right, enough of that. Let's get serious. Hands behind your head, elbow to knee, one leg in, one leg out, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Relax for a second. Drop your head down. Look from side to side. Relax your neck and jaw. You can shake it all out. Relax your tongue. Big, deep breathing. We're going to do another version of that same cross-body contralateral pattern. This time, hands behind your head, legs up to the ceiling. I'm going to flex up. I'm in the shape of an L, and then I'm going to reach down, pointed toes, inhale up, exhale, take it down. Inhale, flexing, exhale, pointing. There's a lot of patterns going on here in my room and with my clothes. I look at a lot of exercise people and they're like in a perfect studio with a window to the outside and some plants and maybe their dog on a cushion behaving really well. And there's not a lot of noise going on in their environment. That's not this place, right? We've got some noise, including actual people sort of coming and going at times. The cats are going to do whatever they want to do. But my suggestion is, don't watch me very much. Just do your exercises and stay present with yourself. And then relax and come down. Turn your head from side to side. And if you take my classes fairly regularly, you'll start to understand the flow of them and also, oh, I know that exercise. I don't need to pay too much attention, right? Really what I want is that you are spending time feeling into your own body, listening in with equanimity and kindness to what's going on in your own system, right? Non-judgment. Hands on your knees, circles, lubricating up your hip sockets even more, letting your lower back arch and curl ever so slightly. You can relax your feet there. and change direction. So this circling, I like to think, is an anti hip replacement exercise. So we're working with the femur head in that ball and socket joint in your hip. And as we circle around, we're just improving the strength of the top of your femur head. And we are also greasing up the inside of the joint. So we're just greasing up that synovial fluid inside the joint to keep it happy. And we're allowing the tissue to have like this very three-dimensional elastic relationship with itself. Hands down by your sides. Feet parallel, maybe shoulder distance apart. So it could be a little teeny bit wider than your hips. We're going to press the pelvis up. Let's open the arms out. Actually, let's just keep the pelvis up and do some arm circles here. So circling the arms, feeling the chest and lungs, wings of the heart, wings of the lungs are your arms. So you're letting that movement of the arms go into your whole vascular system, your respiratory system, circling, and then change direction, go the other way. Let the arms be very fluid. So I'm working my back, I'm pushing the floor away, my legs are pushing, my pelvis is opening the front of the body, pushing with the back. But doing this nice arm circle, letting my shoulder blades move around on my back. I'm also talking nonstop. So I'm going to take a breath and shut up for a minute. Change directions whenever you want. And then when you're ready, slowly roll it down through your spine, coming all the way down to the floor. Once you hit the floor, you're going to drop one knee to the floor. The other foot is flat on the floor. So one foot is flat, the other knee is dropped. And you're just going to press your pelvis on the diagonal out and up. Come down, the other knee drops. You go onto one foot, press, drop it down, roll across your butt, press it up, drop it down, roll across, press, drop it down, roll across. Let the front of your abdominals just do what they have to do. You're not going to extra squish or engage. You're just going to move with the maximal efficiency possible. So you're working your back and you're kind of opening the front and you're massaging through your glutes and you're getting this interesting kind of twist spiraling in your obliques. And they don't have to do a whole lot of extra. They're just getting some nice movement. Last one. Come down and let's take a happy baby pose. Oh, I'm going to take off my socks. These socks are the best socks ever. I don't know. One of my friend's mothers gave them to him for Christmas and he didn't like them. So I got this set of amazing socks. He didn't even try them. He was like, I don't want those socks. So I have taken them over, brand new and unused, and they're amazing. Unfortunately, I didn't read the label, but they're really squishy. I think there's probably wool in them, but other stuff. They're really comfortable. Like if I wear those socks, I really don't need to wear slippers. And they take up space, but they don't take up too much space in my shoes. So it's I don't know. They're great. I'm so excited about them. Just my gratitude practice, enjoying my socks. All right, let's come in. And the reason I'm taking off my socks is this exercise for feet and ankles. And I'm just pulling my leggings down so that my ankles are free. I'm going to take my hands. Let's see if I can get into a place where you can see this better. There we go, hands. Making a cuff around my ankle. I'm going to pull the tissue away from my foot and I'm going to circle my foot. You're going to probably, if you do that holding on pretty tight, it should feel kind of, when your fascia is tight and you're pulling on it like this, it might feel like there's a little knife in there. That is just your fascia going, oh, I'm really tight over here. Keep recuffing, change direction. So we're just pulling the tissue away from our foot. So I think there's like 26 bones in your foot. And I think there's like 80, is it 80 muscles, tendons, and ligaments? I don't know. Some writer wrote that who was clearly fact checking as they wrote it. like my anatomy is decent, but not so great. And I might misquote. I often do misinform things. So check those facts for yourself. Let it go, shake it out. And also, like when I'm in the flow of teaching, remembering exact facts is not always right at the forefront. Change it to your other leg. This knee is bent, right? You can be as bent as you need to be. Grab on, make the cuff, and circle your ankle. Take as long as feels good. Change directions whenever you want to. And recuff. So you're really actively grabbing and pulling. Yeah, so for me, it's really in this lateral part, just where my peroneals are coming down and in, that I feel the tightness. Might be a different place for you. All right, let's just shake that all out, let it go. Hands down, and we're gonna do big circles with your legs. Scooch down, so I have circling room. Circling, open, flex and point at your leisure. If you feel like making this harder, you can take your butt up off the floor, but don't do that if you're already feeling like you got enough going on. I'm exhaling up and then inhaling down. Generally, when you're on your back, exhale when you're doing the harder thing. Last one. I'm going to open out. I'm going to show it to you like this. And I'm going to bend. And like, it's like I'm ringing my pelvis like a bell. So my pelvis, I'm not stabilizing my torso, hitting the plants with my toes. And I'm bending one knee towards my shoulder and then the other. And I'm just letting my legs kind of swim. Just for a few minutes, freeing up the tail, letting it swish, swash, and then release that. And let's roll from side to side. So what we're going to do is you're going to bend your knees, roll, come up a little bit and come back down, roll to the other side, bend your knees as if you're going to come up and come back down, rolling across. The knee that you're rolling onto comes closer to you. The other one goes to the back, and push the floor away. Slowly pouring yourself down into the floor. One knee comes close to your body and you push up. So when we get older, one of the most important things that we're going to be able to do is get up off the floor, get out of bed, move our bodies, right? So as we're aging, we want to make sure that we're building in good strategies for movement so that we can get up, or we can crawl along the floor on our back if we need to, right? So that these aren't foreign ideas. Like one of my aunts fell, in the middle of the night, away from her bed, fell on the floor and couldn't get up and couldn't move, broke her hip, and laid there for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours until somebody finally came, because nobody knew she was down there. So like, God forbid that happens to you or anyone you know, you want to be like, oh, can I slowly move myself somewhere? Can I inch my way around, right? So you want to start to find ways of moving on the floor that are novel, different ways. Like, oh, I can't move my legs. So can I climb? Here's another one. Not even an old person. A friend of the family was skiing, went past the part where the lift was, kept going by accident, fell over, fell down, broke his kneecap, and had to walk in a ski boot with a broken kneecap, climb himself back up the hill, and nobody actually helped him. I don't know, he didn't have a phone. He had to walk on that knee all the way back to the whatever, I don't know what he went to, the lift or something, but it was no small feat. And this kid is like in his early 20s. So it could happen at any time. You want to think, oh my God, something happened. And now I actually have to move for survival purposes. Let's start thinking about that now, right? Just so that we can go, oh yeah, because not only is this kind of movement going to allow you to move when you have some kind of weird injury or something has happened, it's also building pathways in your brain to think, right? Oh, that something can still happen. We're opening up our mind. All right, blah, 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 blah. Let's take it onto all fours. And from this all fours position, you can either stay with your knees on the floor, or you can pick your knees up off the floor. We're just going to shift forward and shift back, shifting forward, shifting back, or knees are on the floor and you're shifting forward and shifting back. You can try both. I always like to see if somebody says do it this way, but you can do it that way. I always have to try both ways if I can. So just feeling what it's like to launch forward and backward with your knees off the floor if possible. That's going to give you a stretch in your feet. And then relax it down, tops of the feet to the floor. Let's open the hands wide, circles with your chest down to the floor and then up. Pushing and releasing. And change direction. The other thing I want to say with that body thing is, like with injuries and things happening to people, I've heard so many stories about people who've been in a horrible car crash, broken everything, were told by doctors that they would never walk again, and then they did walk. So when people also tell you what your limitations are, never believe them. Listen into your own self and go, no, that's not my reality. I don't choose that. Because so often, yeah, anyway, I'm not going to go any further with that statement. Just think about it and imagine what you want in your body. Meaning, and I'm not talking about I want to be skinny or anything like that. I'm talking about I want to be able to move. I want to be able to bicycle or whatever it is. I want to be able to pole dance. See it in your mind's eye that you can do those things. All right, taking into a forearm plank, whatever it is you want to be able to do. Get down on the floor and play with your grandkids. Pick them up. Put your luggage in the overhead bin, whatever the stuff is. Travel to the Arctic. I don't know. And then come into center, one knee to the floor at a time, going 1, 2, parallel. Then we're going to cross under, cross, cross, and then knee to outer shoulder, outer shoulder, outer shoulder, parallel, parallel, cross, cross, outer shoulder, parallel, parallel, cross, cross, shoulder, shoulder, parallel, parallel, cross, cross, shoulder, shoulder, 2 more sets, parallel, parallel, cross, cross, shoulder, shoulder, last one, parallel, parallel, cross, cross, shoulder, shoulder, take it down. Melt into the floor. Have a moment of independent thought. And then curl your toes under and just push up and down. Breathe and melt. Let your head and neck soften. Energy moving through your whole body. And then bend your knees and let your legs fall from side to side. Breathe and melt. And then tops of the feet on the floor, opening your arms out, arching up, circles, reach out through those fingertips, radiating out as if you have little lights radiating out of every finger, little lights radiating out of every toe, out of the crown of your head, and change direction. And you're going to lift everything up, arms and legs, open it out, radiate out like a star or a starfish, and then kind of float yourself around like you're flying, floating in a cloud, in the heavens. Take your hands next to your chest, arch all the way up, bend your knees, curl your toes under, take it into a downward dog. In your downward dog, take one leg up to the ceiling as high as it can go. We're just gonna pulse it up there. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch it to the other side. Pulsing up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower the leg down. Lift your heels as high as you can. Scoop your belly in, round your spine, roll it forward into a plank. 10 counts to come down to the floor. Going 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down, tops of the feet on the floor. Push out through the heels of the hands right out to your side. So they're not here or here. They're right out to the side, circles. Wide through the collarbones, wide through the shoulder blades. Change direction. Take your hands next to your chest. Arch all the way up. Bend your knees. Take your tail back. Curl your toes under. Take it into a downward dog. This one's going to be slightly different. We're just going to do 5 on each side. So one leg up as high as it can go. You're going to bend the knee behind the other knee. Both knees bend. Both knees straighten and push out. Bend your knee. Straighten and reach. Bend your knee. Straighten and reach. Bend your knee. This is 4. Reach. 5. Reach. And switch it to the other side. Leg as high as it can go. Bend the knee behind the other knee. 1. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2. Inhale. 3. Inhale. 4. Inhale. 5. Inhale. Reach it high. Lower it down. Heels to the ground as low as they can go, and then heels up. Scoop your belly in. Round your spine. Roll it forward into your plank, lowering down in 10 counts. Going 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down. Relax. Bend your knees. Let your feet drop from side to side. Let's try circling with our legs. So circling, relax your feet. Let this massage out your quad. Circle in one direction. And then circle in the other direction. Use your breath. In through your nose, either out through your nose or out through your mouth. And then come in, head on your hands, curl your toes under, push up and down, release. Relax your belly, relax your back, relax everything, relax your face, your neck, your throat, your shoulders, let it go. Hips and butt relaxed. And then come in, bend one knee, draw your heel in towards your butt, quad stretch. Pubic bone is reaching into the mat. And you're going to just slightly open your foot to the side and then bring it in, out and in. A little bit of movement, changing the stretch through the front of the quad. And then reach out and up, half bow, radiate away from center, open up, long body. Breathing length into your body. And slowly release it down, switch it to the other side. Heel in towards your butt. Side with the leg, just a little bit of internal and external rotation. Thinking of that coming from the hip socket, moving the tissue of your thigh. Healthy mobility, not going for anything intense and major, just a little bit of side, so that front of the quad is getting this extra, more three-dimensional movement. Not just stretching up and down, but adding a little side. And then we're going to kick up, radiate out, big half bow. Breathe into it. and relax, come down. Release your back, let it go, shake it out. We're going to go back up one last time into a full bow. If you don't have access to a full bow, do anything you want to right now. Have a moment of stretching, something else, do whatever you want. Coming up with both legs grabbed, lift. You're going to inhale, knees open, exhale, knees touch. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, coming all the way down. Hands next to your chest, arch up, take it back into a child's pose. Soften, surrender, let go. Wiggle around, free up your back, breathe into your belly. And then you're going to interlace your hands out in front of your head and roll up onto the crown of your head, rounding your spine, and take it back down. Rolling it up and taking it back. Rolling it up and taking it back. And one more. Rolling it up and taking it back. And coming up onto your butt. Legs out in front of you. Just give them a little bang. Rotate in and out. Everything loose and easy. Look around. Another thing I will say about this head, neck, and shoulders business is if I wear like a racing back, like a usually like a gym type bra top, that really messes up my shoulders. Like I have to wear things that are going over my shoulders. I've got a bra that's kind of a hybrid, and I can feel in my upper traps that it puts more stress into my upper traps. So trust that your clothing can really fuck you up if you aren't wearing stuff that really gives you space to move. And anyway, also it's the same with pants. Like if you have really tight things around your waist, you're cutting off flow in the upper and lower body, or your socks too. I always cut the top off of my socks so I'm not getting that cut on my ankle, because I need full energy down to the earth and up from the earth in my whole body, right? So, and that's the thing with bras too. If they're tightening in here around your lungs and your rib cage, they're affecting your breath, right? So we don't want to have things that are really packing us in. It's fine to wear them for like a night or part of the day or something like that, but generally pay attention to what's going on with your clothes. All right, let's shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Take your right ankle over your left knee, just taking it forward there. Breathe into it. Surrender and melt. And come up, unscramble. Again, give it a little bang. Release. Switch it to the other side. Same thing. Take it down. Let go. See if you can take your breath deeper into your body to release more. So like, I mean, the fact of the matter is like our breath, our lungs are not actually traveling down into our legs, but we can imagine that that's what's happening. As our diaphragm pushes down into our organs, we can imagine that the breath is really moving down through our legs. All right, coming back to the first side, we're going to go knee over knee, leave the bottom leg straight, take it down, breathe and melt. Imagine the breath going all the way down to your soles of your feet, out through the crown of your head, opening up the system. And then coming up, bang it out, let it go. Other side, take it down. And then come up, bring your legs underneath you. Take your butt up to the ceiling. Give your legs a little shake, like hold the floor as you need to. Take it all out, let it go, jiggly and loose. Open your feet wide, shift from side to side. Let your head totally dangle. Relax your eyeballs, relax your face, relax your ears, relax your throat. And then come into center, roll it all the way up, coming up to the top. And inhale, open, stretch it out and up. So for people who take my class regularly, normally there's like a picture of a golden duke over here that Anthony painted. And now this is a picture of this sort of cyborg lady. I'm just gonna give you the full view for a second so that you can see her in all her glory. So yeah, Anthony painted that and it actually belongs to me. It was a birthday present for me that I asked for. And the reason that we've moved to this painting here is because Squeaky Deaky, the little white cat, likes to play with anything and everything. So he'll come down and be like touching the edge of the painting. So Anthony's like, we are not leaving that painting in here. So that is why we have switched to this one. Inhale, open it up. And exhale, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. On the other painting that's not here now, there's a picture of a half kitty, half woman and a satyr, a little baby satyr at the bottom. And yeah, the cat was just drawn to those two. Exhale, inhale, open. Exhale. Yeah, if you want to see that, you got to go back in my videos. And I'm sure you can find it because I only changed it out like a day or two ago. Anyway, that is that. So people in TV land, if you have been here ever, like, subscribe, feel free. I see there is a person watching. Amazing. Feel free to contact me through the chat or the comments. And you could also buy me a coffee if you are so inclined. No pressure. I want to offer this stuff so that people have access to good movement without having to join a gym or pay a trainer to come to their house.